Welcome to the next class of polymers. In the last class, we studied about the definition of polymers, its properties, and the classification based on different criteria. Here, one more classification is there, that is classification based on molecular forces. And the first category is elastomers. Polymers in which polymer chains held together by weakest intermolecular forces are called elastomers. That means elastomers are held together by weakest intermolecular forces. Because of these weak intermolecular forces, these polymers can be easily stretched. For example, that is synthetic or natural rubber is an elastomer. That means that polymer chains are held together by weakest intermolecular forces, and you know the properties of natural or synthetic rubber. It can be easily stretched. This is because of weak molecular forces, and this rubber comes under the category of elastomers. That is, elastomers are polymers in which polymer chains held together by weak intermolecular forces. That is the first classification, elastomers. And the second classification is fibers. You have heard about fibers, different types of fibers like nylon, cotton, wool, silk, etc. This cotton, wool, and silk, etc. are what natural fibers, and this nylon, terling, etc. are synthetic fibers. So we can see what the definition of this fibers is. Fibers are polymers. These are polymers and having strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding. In elastomers, we studied that it have got very weak intermolecular forces, but in fibers have got very strong intermolecular forces. That intermolecular forces means hydrogen bonding. So these are fibers. Fibers are polymers having strong intermolecular forces like hydrogen bonding. Because of these strong intermolecular forces, these polymer chains are very closely packed. So, due to this closely packed property of this fiber, they have got high tensile strength, and also they have sharp melting point, etc. These are fibers, just reverse characteristics of elastomers. And the next classification is thermoplastics. Polymers in which intermolecular forces are intermediate between those of elastomers and fibers. This thermoplastics comes in between these elastomers and fibers. That means here intermolecular forces are intermediate, so strong or so weak, and it can be easily molded into any desired shape by heating and subsequent cooling to room temperature. So it becomes soft. This polymer thermoplastics becomes soft on heating, and again when it is cooled it became hard. And this cycle can be repeated. This reaction is reversible reaction. That is, it once when we heat this polymer it became soft, and when it is cooled it became hard, and again when it is heated it becomes soft. So it can be molded again, and this is because there is no cross-linking between the polymer chains. That is why this reaction is reversible. That means this can be molded again and again because there is no cross-linking between the polymer chains. Examples are polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene. These etc. are the examples of thermoplastics. That is, thermoplastics are polymers which comes in between. That intermolecular forces are intermediate between elastomers and fibers, and it can be molded into any desired shape, and this reaction is reversible, can be molded again and again. And these are the examples: polythene, polypropylene, polystyrene, etc. That is thermoplastics. And the next one is thermosetting plastics. From the word itself we can see that it is thermosetting plastics. That means polymers which become hard and infusible on heating. That means that thermosetting plastics will get set when heated. So it became hard and infusible on heating, and these polymers cannot be remolded. That means this reaction is not a reversible reaction. And heating results in extensive cross-linking between the polymer chains. For thermoplastics, we saw that there is no cross-linking between the polymer chains, but in thermosetting plastics, there is extensive cross-linking between the polymer chains, forming three-dimensional network. That is why it cannot be remolded. Once they set to one shape, they do not change the shape on heating. and example is bakelite. So this thermoplastics, we can compare this thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. Just reverse property of thermoplastics are thermosetting plastics, and these are the four classifications of polymers based on intermolecular forces. And the next topic is natural rubber. You may be familiar about the word rubber. Is rubber is a hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon means containing carbon and hydrogen. Rubber is a hydrocarbon, and it is also a linear polymer. In the last class we studied what linear polymer is, and this natural rubber is a linear polymer, and it is composed of isoprene units. Here we can see the structure of isoprene. Isoprene means it contains four carbons, and two double bonds are there, and one methyl group is there, and this is isoprene. This is a monomer of natural rubber, and when we polymerize this isoprene, we will get polyisoprene. Polyisoprene means that is a natural rubber. Here we can see this double bond is shifted between here. The double bond is between the first carbon and second carbon, and third carbon and fourth carbon. Here we can see that this double bond is between here, this carbon, second and third carbon. So this is polyisoprene, and this natural rubber, this polyisoprene is natural rubber, and it has got cis configuration. Cis configuration means it's stereochemistry. When we look this structure, we can see that this CH2 here also CH2. That means similar CH2 groups on same side. That is cis configuration. If it is similar groups are on opposite side, we will say that is a trans configuration. Here the similar groups are on the same side of the double bond. That is cis configuration. So this natural rubber has got cis configuration, and here intermolecular force is weak van der Waals forces. And natural rubber is present in rubber latex, and it is obtained from tapping rubber trees. And also this rubber latex can be coagulated by adding formic acid or acetic acid, etc. So this natural rubber is polyisoprene, and it has got cis configuration, and it has got a weak van der Waals forces. Here is the structure of isoprene. It is isoprene is polymerized to polyisoprene. We use the Ziegler-Natta catalyst for polymerization process, and this is natural rubber. And the next one is gutta percha. This gutta percha is a natural polymer which has the same chemical composition of the rubber. Its structure, chemical formula is same as that of natural rubber, but the main difference is that it has got a trans configuration. For natural rubber it has got cis configuration, but for gutta percha it has got trans configuration. That means here we can see the structure of gutta percha. So similar groups are on opposite side. Here you can see the CH2, here the CH2. So opposite sides, similar groups are on the opposite sides. But for natural rubber, we can see that similar groups are on the same side. That's the difference between gutta percha and natural rubber. And this gutta percha has got a regular zigzag structure. Regular zigzag structure is here, by which different molecules can fit together. And so it is hard and non-elastic. Rubber is very elastic, but gutta percha is just opposite. It is hard and non-elastic. These are the two types of natural rubbers. That is natural rubber and gutta percha. And natural rubber is polyisoprene, and gutta percha is also polyisoprene. But natural rubber has got cis configuration, and gutta percha has got trans configuration.